Yo,
What's up,
welcome
Cam?
back to the Infeed Network podcast. Trey, what's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
This is wild. I'm like so anxious right now. This is our first time trying out the whole live streaming thing. So
Yeah.
please forgive any hiccups or anything like that. We're trying to get this all straight before the regular season, but so far so good.
So far, so
I'd
good.
say.
Yeah, pretty exciting, man.
So today we are doing exactly what the title says. We're diving into all the preseason hype, diving into the machine to decide what's actionable information, what the football gods are just simply trying to gaslight us into believing about all of our favorite players, teams, etc. We're not watching film. We're not going through all the analytics. We've seen enough just from the 10-second Twitter highlight clips. And now we know who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's making the Hall of Fame and which rookies are going to make the team and who's going to be an all-star. I mean, we know it all right now. Right, Trey?
Which teams are going 17-0 and then making a run in the playoffs, be completely undefeated. Yeah, we know it all from week one, man.
We didn't even need to sign Aaron Rodgers. Skylar Thompson is he was just playing bad in Miami so he could play for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Give him the gold jacket, man.
That's right. But hey, guys, as always, if you're watching this video, follow us. Give us a follow. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the like button and just keep up with us. We're going to be putting out videos. Right now, we're once a week. As soon as the regular season kicks in, we're going to be twice a week. So we're going to have a lot of content coming up here shortly. The website is popping off right now. I mean, we've got articles all over the place for every team. So if you want to follow the latest information about your favorite team, go to fanfeednetwork.com. Also, if you're feeling particularly froggy, go ahead and share our information with your Facebook friends, your Instagram friends, Twitter friends. Just share us. It doesn't hurt. It's the easiest way to support the show, support what we're trying to do. And so this is episode 4, the preseason overreaction extravaganza. You ready, Trey?
I'm ready, man. Let's get into it.
Before we hop into it, Trey got the writers for all the teams to send in some hot take clips for our hot take hotline. So we actually have a special video montage of a few hot takes from our writers. You want to cue that thing up and we'll watch cool. That.
We didn't get everybody. Obviously, there's several people missing who couldn't do it. We've got somebody who's overseas on a cruise, and we've got somebody who's in Hawaii. Actually, he did send his in, but he's like 6 hours behind us. And
it's the best time of year to be on vacation, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I am right now.
Yeah. But you and I, we haven't seen these, and it's a bunch of bold takes from the people who are going to be contributing to our written pieces, and they're going to be on the podcast throughout the year as well. But yeah, we're excited to see this, and again, you and I haven't even watched through this whole thing, so we're excited. You're going to get our raw, real reactions as you guys listen to it. But let's check it out.
This is fun.
On Fan Feed, yours truly, Kendrick McKnight here, and yes, I get it. You lost. The Carolina Panthers lost 30-10 to the Cleveland Browns due to Shedeur just being Shedeur. But I'm here to tell you the Carolina Panthers will win at least 8 games this season. Trust me when I tell you this. Bryce Young at the helm, Adam Thielen, Xavier Leggett, T-Mac, Hunter Renfrow. Man, I'm telling you.
Love T-Mac.
You're going to go to at least.
Love Renfrow.
To the wild card game. Watch what I tell you.
Whoa.
What's up, guys?
I love it.
I'm Nathan, fan feeder reporter for the New York Giants, and my take for this year is that Malik Nabers will lead the league in touchdowns. I think Malik is at his best when he is able to get down the field and win one-on-one matchups, and the Giants, for better or worse, have 3 quarterbacks who are willing and able to throw the ball down the field. I think he's already a proven commodity. He's wide receiver 1 on the Giants, but I think he's coming for that top spot in the whole league. And I think even though he's plus 3,000 to lead the league right now, I think he leads the league in touchdowns.
I love this.
Hi, I'm Soleil, and I feel that the San Francisco 49ers have a realistic chance of making the playoffs and winning the NFC West title. Considering Matthew Stafford's recent injury news, And the fact that it only took the Rams 10 wins to win the division last year, I feel like the Niners have a pretty low bar to hit, and I feel like they can hit it with the recent draft additions, bringing back Robert Saleh and everything they've done in the offseason. You can follow me on Instagram and check out my work at Media by Soleil.
What's up, Fan Feed Pod fans? Can we start calling you guys fan feeders? I'm hoping that's going to catch on. Anyway,
So good.
This is Alex Gast here, your resident Vikings reporter / super fan, and I really like the way our team looks this year. I think Brian Flores has got the dogs ready on defense, and I used to be a J.J. McCarthy skeptic, but I think Kevin O'Connell is going to have him figure it out this year. And I think that his favorite target, Jordan Addison, is going to have a big year. Despite that 3-game suspension, I think he still goes for 1,100 yards and overtakes Justin Jefferson as wide receiver 1. I think that's the reason it's Super Bowl or bust this year.
That's spicy.
Please, one before I die. Skol Vikes.
What's up, guys? My name's Alex Percy, and I'm a Patriots writer for FanFeed Network. All us Patriots fans are hyped for this season after TreVeyon Henderson's breakout performance in preseason week 1. But what if I told you the player who's going to benefit most from his arrival on the roster is actually Ramondre Stevenson? Mondre had the best year of his career in 2022 when he was splitting carries with Damian Harris. And TreVeyon had his best season in college when splitting with Quinshon Judkins. I think that they're going to feed off each other, and my bold prediction for this year is they both average over 5 yards per carry. For more on this take, check out my new article on fanfeednetwork.com. And while you're at it, go follow me on Twitter at ACPercy.
Go
The
check it out,
Dallas
y'all.
Cowboys are entering week 2 of their preseason schedule, and it's a circus as always in Jerry World. Let's talk about what we've seen so far and what to expect going forward. Over the offseason, the Cowboys added Kaiir Elam and George Pickens, who have both looked pretty good so far in camp and are looking to be great additions going forward. But no shortage of drama. Micah Parsons is unhappy with his contract, and of course,
Classic.
Jerry is not making it easy. That being
Classic.
said, I do think that Jerry will pay him his money. Micah will be a Cowboy, and he will play week 1 against the Eagles when they raise their championship banner. But on to the preseason, we saw a game last Saturday night that was less than perfect by the Cowboys, but that's okay because it was really only the bottom half of the depth chart that played. Although I would have liked to see Dak, CD, George Pickens, some of these other guys play, obviously Micah Parsons, but the fact that they didn't really shows that I don't think that they're that hungry and that they really are serious. Will it make a difference come September and come January, hopefully? I don't think so. But for the Cowboys to have any sort of success, they're going to need to go back to the well and do what they do best, and that's rely on rookie talent. Everyone remembers Dak and Zeke's rookie year, Leighton Vander Esch, Micah Parsons, obviously, more recently, CeeDee Lamb, and Tony Pollard. So they've proven that rookies can go in and be effective. So we're going to need that from Phil Maffa, Tyler Booker, and Donovan Ivaraku. And if we get decent play from those guys, I think the Cowboys have a chance. What do you guys think?
Jaden
Johnny
Blue.
Bald here from FanFeed Network covering the New York Giants. And my 2025 bold predictions for the New York Giants include Russell Wilson winning NFL Comeback Player of the Year award, Abdul Carter winning Defensive Rookie of the Year award. I think those two guys are going to have big seasons in the Big Apple. I expect those two guys to help the Giants to 7 wins on the year, which will be significant improvement, and keep the jobs of Brian Daboll and Joe Shane.
What's up, FanFeed Network? This is Dominic Rico. We're going to be covering the Chicago Bears this year and also fantasy football. Super excited to get right into work. I've been a long-time Bears fan, so I know a lot of pain and suffering. But not this year, I promise. We're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be a great year. We have a great team.
You promised
that's
playoffs.
Not my hot take. My hot take is that Colson Loveland, our first-round draft pick, is going to be the best rookie out of this draft class. Now, hear me out.
Wow.
Ben
Best
Johnson
rookie,
did the
he
exact
said.
same thing in Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs. He drafted another running back while David Montgomery was there, had a 2 running back system, and had a lot of success. Same thing they're doing with Cole Kmet and Colson Loveland in this Bears offense. Ben Johnson drafted this guy 10th overall for a reason. He's going to get him plenty of targets, plenty of reps, plenty of yards. He's going to be fantastic. He's going to look exactly like George Kittle. He had 1,400 yards last year for Michigan. He's a monster. So have faith.
True.
Go follow me on Twitter at Domarico. I post plenty of articles, news, updates, rankings. We're going to have a great year. Football's back. I'm so hyped. Let's go FanFeed Network.
My name is Anthony Montgomery, and I am the writer for the Tennessee Titans. I have a couple of bold predictions for the Titans this year. First, I think Cam Ward is going to throw for 3,500 yards this season. The reason I think that is because Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick last year, he threw for 3,500 yards in his rookie season with the Bears, and I think Cam Ward is just as good, if not better, than Caleb Williams. Woo! Another prediction I have is that one of our rookie receivers, either Chimere DK or Alec Ayamanor, is going to have a breakout year, and by the end of the season, people are going to be adding them to their fantasy teams for the fantasy playoffs. They're going to have that much of an impact.
What's up, everyone? My name is Valdemar Carnegie, and today we're going to talk about some of my bold takes for the Ravens 2025 season. I'm going to start off with an individual accolade first. I think Lamar Jackson is going to come back and win his MVP that he was robbed of last year.
He was robbed.
Leave it at 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. That was his stat line last year, and they still gave the MVP to Josh Allen. I'm not saying Josh Allen didn't deserve it. I just thought Lamar Jackson was more deserving of it. Next, we're going to talk about some team outcomes. I think this is going to be the year the Ravens finally figure out that puzzle and make a Super Bowl run. I think once they get to the Super Bowl, I think they'll win it. I think if the Ravens keep the same energy that they have in the regular season and bring it to the postseason, I think they'll win the Super Bowl. I think they have an elite roster, and they picked up some key pieces in Jair Alexander, DeAndre Hopkins, and they drafted great safety in Malachi Stark and a great edge rusher in Mike Green. Those are my takes for today, and you can follow me on Instagram, @ValCarnegie_. You can also follow my other Instagram where I publish my articles. It's called Play Action U, and you can also follow me on X, @VCarnegieSports. Thank y'all.
Hi, my name is Davis Fogg, and I'm excited to be tracking and following the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for this NFL season. Now, coming out of our 29-7 defeat over the Tennessee Titans, I think we're going to have a really strong offensive push for a majority of this season. Looking at our next 2 preseason games, I have a very strong feeling we're going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, but our third and final game I think is going to be a little more interesting against the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buccaneers have struggled a little bit with their defensive line lately, but they had their really strong opening game against the Titans with 3 interceptions. I believe if the defensive line can work just as well with a strong offensive push as well, with a nice balance, we will be able to beat the Bills and go into our Week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons with a really strong team.
Man. Some of those are spicy.
I love seeing all those hot takes. I mean,
yeah.
Some of them, not as hot as others. That Jordan Addison overtaking Justin Jefferson. I mean, that's just you can tell that's the Vikings fan. The pain and suffering speaking. That's just a take out of trauma. But I'm here for it because I think Addison's a dog. I do think he's a dog.
It's going to be really difficult, especially, Alex did mention this, but, him being on a 3-game suspension, I feel like that's going to hinder him quite a bit, in getting there. But, man, that would be crazy. Imagine being better than Justin Jefferson, like not just in the NFL, but on your team. Like that would be such an insane, accolade to put to your name.
So nuts. Yeah. Addison's been very, very good and very underrated, I would say. It's just going to be pretty hard to beat out Justin Jefferson. And I still think that J.J. McCarthy has a lot to prove, as we saw from the preseason games. I did like the Cam Ward for 3,500 yards. I thought that was a pretty good take. And the Kamir DK versus Alec Ayamanor. Ayamanor was an insanely good prospect.
Yeah.
The fact that he dropped so low, I was pretty surprised about. But I like him a lot to be the guy because Kamir DK is a really fast guy. He's more your Deshaun Jackson type, but Ayamanor got that like alpha body build, and he's a really good route runner. I actually really like that take.
Yeah. Just a little bit more on Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is going to be good, and especially because he got Calvin Ridley. Kind of jumping into it a little bit, but one of the preseason overreactions is that Calvin Ridley's going to go off for like 1,600, 1,700 yards this year. I don't see that happening necessarily, but I think he's going to have a really good year, and I think they'll both be benefactors of each other. It's going to be a mutually beneficial thing with Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley. He's going to help Cam Ward come into the season. I think Calvin Ridley is just going to benefit from honestly, he's dog, dude. Like Cam Ward is good. So, I mean, we can't.
Yeah, I think Cam Ward's really good. And just watching him in that first preseason game, he had some poise that I didn't see a lot of the other quarterbacks have, which was really cool to see. But yeah, I think honestly that 1,600 yards that's outrageous, but they're going to have to throw the ball a ton because Tajay Spears is now out for the next like 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain. Depending on how healthy he comes back, because that's a pretty hard injury to come back at like 100% on. All they got's Tony Pollard, and then
Tyler Lockett's over there. I don't know if you knew that.
They do have Lockett. Yeah.
Yep. Tyler Lockett. So
he'll be a good like outlet guy.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be the Ridley show.
Yeah. It's definitely.
I mean, you can see that in the first preseason game. I mean, Ridley and Cam just have a connection already. Didn't like that Buccaneers going to beat the Steelers take. That was trash.
Even in the preseason, right? Isn't it just preseason game?
Garbage son. I'm trying to think of what some of the others were.
Egbuka is going to be good though.
Yeah,
he's going to be so good. Oh my gosh, he had that one goal line drop this past weekend, but man, he hauls that in, and all of a sudden you're looking at like, MVP of the preseason
MVP chance.
Type game. So, man, I think he's going to be really good. I think the Bucs are going to be a pretty strong force, and we've been saying that for a few weeks now. But yeah, dude, it's exciting. What about Alex Percy? What about his takes on TreVeyon?
Oh, so good. Good. I love it. And I don't want to spoil too much because obviously we've seen 1 week of preseason action. We're about to dive into all of that, but TreVeyon Henderson is so good. And, I don't think Ramondre's going away. I think he's exactly right. I think they're going to kind of copy the formula that the Lions have presented with a Montgomery and a Gibbs, run both of them. I think Ramondre is going to get a lot of those like grinder yards, those short early downs and short third downs. But, Henderson's going to come in. Dude, every time he touches the ball, he looks like he could go for 6.
Yeah.
No matter where he's at. I mean, he looks so good this weekend.
Yeah. He looked really good.
Averaging over 5 yards a carry is kind of a tough one just because of the offensive line. It has improved, but that a yards per carry stat is very much determined by the offensive line. It doesn't matter how good your running back is because Saquon didn't average 5 yards per carry in New York for a while. And so it very much depends on the offensive line, but they have improved. They're still going to be probably like a middle of the pack kind of offensive line, I would say. But I still think that duo is going to be good. I think the two of them could go for 2,000 yards between the two of them.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But speaking of middle of the pack, we had Kendrick talking about the Panthers making the playoffs this year, and I think we've talked about this off and on a little bit. I keep going back and forth with the Panthers. I can't make up my mind on them, and I guess a lot of it is directly correlated with how T-Mac does, in that offense. With Hunter Renfrow and Xavier Legette, and is it Legette? Is that how you say it? Anyways, but I think that Kendrick's right on. I think like 8 or 9 wins can get you a playoff spot in the NFC. I just think that all of those NFC teams are gonna kind of cannibalize each other, but also I just think that the AFC is a stronger division, so I feel like they'll lose more games, or a stronger conference, I should say. But I feel like the NFC is going to drop a bunch of games to the AFC this year. That's just what it feels like, but could be completely wrong there. You never know.
The NFC South is kind of just interesting the way it's shaping out because you got the Bucs; they're the favorites to win. Played really well last year. I'd see them hitting kind of some regression and coming back to the mean and becoming more like coming down to earth, if you will. Panthers, I could definitely see them taking a step up. You saw Bryce Young at the end of the year last year playing really well. The big question is, can their defense help them win these close games? Because that was a big problem last year. Was the offense was clicking fine, but the defense was a problem, and so that remains to be seen. Then you got the Falcons, and I don't know what it is. We'll talk about the Falcons here soon.
Yeah.
But man, they had there was this one play, their safety, and I can't even remember his name. I'll have it later in the notes, but this dude rocked Craig Reynolds on a pass attempt down the field. I mean, literally rocked this dude's world. It looked like old school NFL hits, which was just made me so happy.
Man, I love this.
As soon as he got up, like the Falcons defense just looked like they were all in. They were sold out to just beat down on the Lions.
Yeah.
And that dude was like flipping the bird to the crowd. Like he was getting so hype. And it just brought like the attitude that's like kind of attitude that a defense needs. I grew up with the Steelers, like the 07, 08, 09, 2010 defense with James Harrison leading the pack. Troy Polamalu, and those dudes, like, I mean, every game they were just lighting people up, and I mean, they didn't care. I mean, they talked trash to you. They just had this like this swagger about them, and I think that goes a long way with the defense. And to see the Falcons kind of showing that off, I was like,
you know, like that's what a lot of the players say is like 90% of you know playing football is a mental game, right? So if you can get in the head of somebody and you make them think that you're the big dog on the field,
right?
Like, I mean, you see it all the time. You know, Broncos fan, right? Like the Broncos in 2013 went to the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks just laid out the receivers. They just let the offense know, like, you're not getting an inch on us, you know. And you know, sure enough, you know, the rest of that game, I mean, Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace. He actually has like a Super Bowl record for catches in that game. I don't know if you knew that. It's like 13 or 14 catches. Yeah, it's a Super Bowl record.
I didn't know that.
But it didn't matter. Like, it didn't matter as you have, you know, 13, 14 catches in a Super Bowl. Like, you still get annihilated 43-8. Like, it's
right.
So big, just because that defense is, you know, the Legion of Boom was just so good, man. They were just so hard hitting, like you're talking about, and they just, you know, they let you hear it just like you're talking about. And yeah, I think you need to have that as a defense. I mean, I love it too, man. I love when defenses are just like laying wood on everybody, you know, just letting people have it. It's so fun. Like when offenses are fearful to do anything on the field.
I agree. I do enjoy when the defense lays the wood. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could remember everybody's hot take. Thank you all for sharing those hot takes. And maybe some of those people that weren't able to this week, we can do another thing like this next week with some of the people who weren't able to. But hot takes. Excited to see how these all come to fruition. We'll definitely have to have a show like near the end of the year where we go through all the hot takes we shared on the earlier shows, and, you know, see
which
who
ones
knows
were
ball
ice
and
cold.
who doesn't. I'm just at that point, you know, I'm just hoping I have job security and I'll get fired, because I've had some spicy ones too. Before we go into the camp news and then start talking, because we're going to go through basically each of the preseason games and just share quick highlights of each team and like players that stood out in the games, and some overreactions that we have or other people we've seen have had. But I got to ask you a question, Trey.
Oh boy. Okay.
So you brought up the Gatorade thing with your wife. So we're at the beach right now. We're out in the Outer Banks. It's been a great time. When we got down here the first night, it was just us, because my family's my brother's in the hospital, so prayers up for my brother. He's got some stomach things going on. His appendix ruptured, so
sorry.
Just pray up for him, everybody. But because of that, we were the only people here the first night, so we went out and got pizza. Naturally.
Oh no.
So we have pizza. We had it the next day for lunch, the leftovers, and I left the box up on the oven. And then I came home, or I think it was later that evening, or no, it was first thing the next morning. Pizza's all in the box. And my wife had taken the pizza out and put it in the garbage. Is that
what?
I guess my question is, like, how long is too long for pizza to sit out in the box, not refrigerated?
Dude, that is crazy. That's crazy that she threw your pizza away, man.
Thank you.
I would say, dude,
still like 4 or 5 slices in there.
Like 48 hours, I think, would be like the when you can set it out on your counter and just let it sit. Because at that point, it's like kind of turns into like cardboard. It's no, it doesn't matter if you heat it up. Like it's kind of gross. But man, like I say this to all like a lot of people, but like even bad pizza is good pizza. Like I've never had like a bad pizza where I was like, oh, I don't want this. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can always have bad pizza or like old pizza and it still tastes good. Dude, that's crazy that she threw it away. Oh my goodness.
On vacation, where we still haven't gotten like all of our groceries yet. It was such a nice thing to just pull out and like heat back up. And I get it. She doesn't want to eat it. If I had left it out for 4 hours, she'd have thrown it away. I love her to death. I do.
Yeah.
But me, I'll leave stuff out overnight and then eat it the next day. She hops on me for that. She thinks I'm a freak, but I need people. I want to hear everybody else's takes. If you're watching this, if you have a take on this, please leave it in the comments below. Let me know, like, how long is it okay to leave your pizza out? Plus, I also know the way to heat it back up, right? So you get a pan, you throw a slice of pizza in the pan on the stove, and you throw some water in there, and it revitalizes the cardboardy crust. I mean, it's not hard. I just pain. It's okay.
Or you like
She's
put
still
a
my
little
wife.
water in like a little glass, like in the microwave, and you heat it up
That's
with
right.
the water in the glass.
That's right.
Like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
You just got to moisten it up a little bit. It just needs a little.
That's right.
It's like dipping cookies in milk. I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
No, but I love my wife.
That's crazy. That might be worse than the Gatorade thing, dude. Oh, and
you think so?
Just real quick before we get back to football, my wife actually got sick this week, and she was like, "Where's my Gatorade?"
Oh.
No joke.
Came back to haunt you.
It came back to haunt me. So that happened again. If you guys want to hear the story, just go listen to the beginning of our second podcast that we have on our YouTube channel.
Episode.
Like you'll hear it. It got a lot of buzz. A lot of people were talking about it, and we got lots of texts about it too. So go check that out.
It's a common thing. It's a common thing between couples. These are the things that can make or break your relationship, I guess.
Yeah. Classic relationship conundrums.
So let's get into this. I've only got a few notes from from training camp, just some updated things that I've written down. Jordan Watkins, the 49ers receiver, is out with a high ankle sprain. The San Fran injury curse continues. Gosh, they can't stay healthy over there, especially receivers, running backs, all of them. It's like, did they build their stadium on an ancient Indian burial ground? Like,
I don't know, man.
Something's happening, dude.
They're cursed. It's something, I think it's like something in California because Chargers are the same way, right? They're always so injured in the preseason.
It's got to be Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, it could be Kyle Shanahan.
I mean, coming over from Atlanta, losing 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh,
he's got some bad juju, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so we had some interesting updates with the Jags backfield, at least what people are speculating on Twitter. Travis Etienne had an injury the other day that held him out of practice. No comment, didn't say anything about it. So it felt kind of shady all of a sudden for him to have an injury. Then Tank Bigsby starts sending out shady tweets, just emojis, which I don't even know what it means. Then Bashal Tutin in practice ran a 50-yard touchdown run that everyone's been hyped about. So like this backfield has been a big question mark this whole time. Like, some people are speculating that this is the ETN trade rumor news. Like ETN's about to get traded. He's faking the injury. Bigsby's kind of laughing it off like, oh, I'm the starting running back. But Bashal Tutin is out there just balling, putting his head down and working. I don't know. What in the world is going on here?
I mean, you talked about this last week too, with the Cowboys potentially being buyers in a running back. And you mentioned Breece Hall, but I mean the Jags, I feel like could be a viable candidate for shipping a running back to a team like the Cowboys who need running backs. I mean, I think you brought up a very good team. I've been thinking about it all week, if you can't tell. But I think that they should be buyers, and if the Jags really don't want to keep ETN, like, why not send him to Dallas? Like, get something for him if you are maybe already planning on cutting him, before you have to cut down to 53. And then
that backfield would consist of a bunch of has-beens: Travis Etienne, Javonte Williams, who are both in the same draft class, and then Miles Sanders, like all these highly touted guys in the draft that didn't ever really pan out the way they should have.
True.
Yeah, I just think Bashal Tutin is inevitable. I think it's happening. And he displayed in the preseason game. Once again, I'm trying not to get too far ahead, but he displayed power. A lot of people have just billed him as a speed guy, ran a 4.32 40, and but he ran in a touchdown where he dragged the pile, 5-6 yards into the end zone. So Tootin's got some stuff behind him. Now he was playing in the fourth quarter, so
still
who
counts.
knows,
I mean, not everybody does that in the fourth quarter. Yeah,
that's right.
I mean,
and those guys are all the same size.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah, crazy. Would you take Calvin Ridley or Bashal Tootin to build your franchise around?
Oh, probably Bashal just because of the age.
Yeah,
I love Bashal.
Yeah.
He's so young.
Yeah.
Calvin's almost 30.
That's
if
crazy.
He's not already.
That's
know.
Crazy. We'll have to come back to this a year from now and just see if Bashal Tootin, played
anything
like 15 snaps this year.
It's gonna happen. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be sitting in my house all alone, just waiting for the haters. All right, Jordan Love undergoing a procedure on the thumb of his throwing hand, expected to be ready by week 1. Dude, is this guy made of like glass? Like,
yeah.
I feel like every time I turn around, he's injured, and it's the same argument every year to make up for why he didn't perform well. I guarantee you, this is the injury that people are going to bring up all year long. Well, he got a procedure on his throwing thumb at the beginning of the year as to why he's not good. He's just not good. Like a team that's got a bunch of wide receiver twos and then a quarterback that's really a quarterback, like a backup. I mean, maybe he's not a backup that bad because
like
there's some pretty bad quarterbacks. He's a late mid-tier to late-tier quarterback.
That's what I was going to say. Like
he's in the 20s.
Tier starter. Yeah. Oh,
he's in the 20s out of top 30.
I'd probably say he's probably like 18, 17.
I'd take Andy
maybe.
Dalton over him.
No, I get
Andy Dalton can at least start and play
Jordan
games.
Love? Man,
yeah, 100%. 100%. Even at 40 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they could be, who knows? I mean, it could be something where he's just saying, "Oh, I've got something wrong with my thumb," because he's not feeling it this year. Like it could be, it could be that I mean, if he actually undergoes a procedure, though, I mean, that's got to be something. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what it is.
They just say they have procedures.
Oh, I don't know. I think they are doing something. I mean,
yeah.
I just think he's made of glass. I think he's trash. Next one, we've got Kevin Stefanski still has had no contact with rookie running back Quinshon Judkins. And
is that a contract thing?
Well, yeah, because of the Quinshon Judkins, the legal troubles.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So Judkins is still, he still hasn't signed a contract, and there's a lot of doubts that he even will until later in the year. This was a big thing about people were talking about Shamar Stewart, the Bengals lineman that they drafted in the first round, and what would happen if he didn't sign his contract throughout the whole year. He would be able to go back into college football and go back to school. But Quinshon, they're saying similar things, but that he'll most likely be signed closer mid to the end of the year, potentially, depending on how this all shapes up.
Man,
yeah, it's just bad vibes. Bad vibes,
man. But I mean, I mean, what is Cleveland doing like that gives anybody good vibes, right?
Why do they keep drafting these guys?
Yeah, dude, it's
whoever's in charge of HR over there needs to be fired, and they need to bring in somebody else who can they need to bring in a psychologist or something to.
We talked about the 49ers being cursed, but man, the Cleveland Browns definitely cursed. There's something there's something about that organization. It's so poorly run, and my goodness, I feel bad for those fans because they're passionate, franchise. Right? Yeah.
The only good part about the Cleveland Browns in their entire history was Josh Gordon.
That man, I remember watching Josh Gordon tear up the Tom Brady Patriots one time.
Yeah.
Tear him up. I think he had like 200 yards or something on them, and they won that game. And everybody was like, "What the heck is that?" The Cleveland Browns. I think
so good.
I think it was like Brandon Weeden was the quarterback or something. I can't remember.
Probably Jason Campbell, Brandon Weeden. It was right around that time.
Or Brian Hoyer. Oh, it was Brian Hoyer. That's who it was. Yeah.
Brian Hoyer is a dog.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. I was talking to my wife the other day because she was asking me if there was a jersey from a player jersey that I would want from any team, but it can't be my favorite team, who would it be? And I was like, Josh Gordon, 100%.
Man,
like that jersey
man.
would be so sweet.
Wait, a Browns Josh Gordon?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, because he went somewhere
Yeah,
else after that. I can't remember.
Oh, he went to a lot of places. He played
I
for
think he
New
went to
England.
Yeah, he went to Patriots. Yeah,
Played for New England for a short time. Every year it was like after that first year where he blew up and had those 2 back-to-back like over 250-yard games, I think it was, like, he was so good. And then got busted for smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Then he was out for a few games. Then the next year everybody was like, this guy's a top 3-4 round draft pick in the fantasy draft. Then he did it again.
Yeah.
And then
He's
the
out
year
for the
after,
year or whatever.
people were still like, oh, but he's coming back. Like everybody, the whole community was just all in on him. It's such a sad story. He's like the Tracy McGrady of football, of like what could have been, like one of the most talented players ever. Just injuries and dumb stuff kept him off the field.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've told you this several times before, but like if I was choosing somebody from another team to have a jersey of too, just like you said, I mean, I'm a big Vikings guy. I told you for whatever reason. So I would probably take a Justin Jefferson jersey.
That's
or
great jersey.
Storm Duck. He's that Storm
Duck would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. But you guys tell us, if you have tell us what your favorite team is and what other jersey you would have not of your favorite team. Just curious to see what you guys say.
That's a good question. Good question.
Yeah, that's good. Good question from your wife.
That's right. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
All right. Malik Washington, the favorite to be the wide receiver 3 in Miami with Jonnu Smith gone. We knew somebody was going to have to step up into that Jonnu Smith role. Everybody's talking about him because Jonnu Smith just caught so many passes at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Washington, rookie out of University of Virginia. Pretty talented guy. Was a later round pick, but he plays really well in the slot, which is where he projects to be. I like him as a sleeper to be a pretty good guy to have on your teams, and because it can't all go to Achane. Most of it will go to Achane. He is going to be the focal point of the offense. But if Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are hurt, like they already are right now, like, Washington's a guy to keep your eye on.
Yeah. I guess just like jumping ahead real quick, getting into like some preseason overreactions. Who I really liked from that Miami Chicago game was
who's that?
Well, on the Miami side is Ollie Gordon. Man,
Ollie Gordon. Yep.
Yeah, he looked like a beast out there, and he's obviously not going to take Achane's job by any means, but I could definitely see him getting a bunch of touches, and especially if Achane gets injured, which I feel like is a pretty common thing. You can almost expect it, at least a little stinger here and there, throughout the year. I would be excited to see him. He just looked, he looked so powerful. He looked like nobody could stop him in again, preseason overreaction, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And we'll get to all this stuff, but yeah, I was really excited watching him, and again, not a Dolphins fan by any means, but he looked good. He looked good out there.
My only pushback on the Devin Achane getting injured thing is I just hear Denzel Washington in my ear from Remember the Titans. You cannot replace a Gary Bertier, and you cannot replace a Devin Achane. I always get that name wrong, but like the difference between Achane and Gordon, like Gordon was obviously drafted to be that Raheem Mostert replacement if Jalen Wright doesn't pan out, which Jalen Wright's played decently, but I do love it. I like Ollie Gordon. This running back class was so deep that there are probably going to be a couple guys in these later rounds that will do something in the NFL, which is really, really fun for both fantasy and just, football fans.
Right.
Ollie Gordon, I really liked him.
Yeah. And you think of like Puka coming out, like everybody loved him because he's a 5th round wide receiver, and then he comes out and tears it up. Like it's just because you don't expect those guys to come out there and perform so well. And so when it does happen, everybody, take Caleb Williams, for example, he, number 1 overall pick. So everybody looks at him and says, you had a terrible year, even though statistically he didn't have a terrible year. He actually had a pretty decent year for a rookie. I would say a good year for a rookie. But you come into the draft with these expectations that you have to perform at the elite level if you're the number 1 overall pick. And I think if some of these running backs like start tearing it up, some of these late round running backs start tearing it up, like everybody's just going to be more and more excited for the NFL because it's just like, whoa, didn't see that coming. It wasn't expected. Yeah.
Ollie Gordon, I do really like him. He's just slower than Achane, much slower. All right, next one. Tyjae Spears, we hit on this a little bit earlier. High ankle sprain, expected to be out probably 4 to 6 weeks is typical for a high ankle sprain. We talked about Mason Taylor, the tight end from the Jets, the rookie tight end, Jason Taylor's son, a few weeks ago, that he had a high ankle sprain, and Aaron Glenn was saying he'd be out for 1 week. He's already back in practice. I mean, that's crazy. And so he's probably going to be in that Jets offense. He's probably going to be the second option. So he's another guy to keep your eye on. I got some news about your boy.
Oh, boy.
Marvin Mims played 16 of 19 snaps with the starters.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Which is a big deal because last year, although he was a dog, he was not on the field very much at all. He was brought on in very gadgety role. So for him to be playing the majority of the snaps with the starters just gives him more opportunity to shine. What's your take on this, Mr. Broncos?
Yeah, dude. I love it. I mean, I think he was kind of like a gadget player when he first came out. Like the coaching staff didn't really know how to use him, right. He had a little trouble. Like he's got hands like that are insane. Like he can catch anything that you throw his way, but he had trouble with his routes. So he wasn't like a very polished route runner, but he's fast, obviously, you see him torching defenses, but that he was kind of that one trick pony, like I said, kind of a gadget player. And now he's really starting to pick it up. And again, you and I talked about this, but in the last like 5 games of the season, he really, really blew up. And I think it was Sean Payton finally figuring out how to utilize Marvin Mims to the best of his ability that would, benefit both the team and benefit Marvin Mims. And so, I'm not surprised that he's going out there and, playing all but 3 snaps on offense as, one of the main wide receivers. I feel like he I feel like, we're just waiting for that breakout season, and it could be right here.
Well, I had some technical difficulties. I kind of missed a lot of that. But yeah, I agree with you. Marvin Mims.
I said Marvin Mims good. Buy him in 2025. Yeah, that's basically 100%. What I said. Yeah,
I like it. Buy talented players is always the goal.
Buy low and sell high. Right.
That's right. Buy low, sell high. Always.
Not like stocks. I always buy high and sell low.
Yeah. Certain players you should buy high on, like a Malik Neighbors. Buy high on him because his ceiling's the moon.
Yep.
Last little bit of news for today is the Chiefs running back rotation in that preseason game. They ran 5 running backs in this order: Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Carson Steele, Elijah Mitchell, and last but not least, Brashard Smith. All of us Brashard Smith truthers, because I've had a couple people reach out to me about our takes on Brashard Smith. Talked about him
takes, like really
2 episodes. Yeah, they were mine. I'll own them. Yeah, it's not looking ideal right now. But this is the way of Chiefs running backs. I want him to sneak onto the roster. If he can sneak onto the roster, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, that's I think what you're doing is overreacting to preseason week 1, right? Which
I think I'm coping. Yeah, I think I'm coping.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
He's going to be sick. He's got 2 more games to show out. We'll be all right. All right. So let's go into week 1. We're going to talk about each of the games. And like I said, we'll try to go quick. We don't need to spend too much time, especially some of these games were so boring that there just wasn't a whole lot going on. So we're just going to highlight some of the big things. Ravens took on the Colts, defeated the Colts 24-16. Alex Johnson, DB. I don't know if you saw this. First pass from the Ravens was picked off by this guy, Alex Johnson, one-handed, like a sick interception. I just wanted to shout him out.
I didn't see that. Lamar didn't play, right? He didn't dress?
No. And the quarterbacks for Baltimore were abysmal. Anthony Richardson did start. He got 3 passes off before misreading the defense, or maybe one of his teammates had a misread on his call. I don't know, but he got lit up off the edge.
Blown up, yeah.
He was pulled out of the game immediately, did not return to action. It's when we saw Danny Dimes come in.
That's right on brand for him. Just getting
right on brand.
Just coming off the field just so early.
It's just so funny because like everybody was giving up on Anthony Richardson, and people were actually excited that Daniel Jones was coming into town because they're like, at least we'll have some kind of competent quarterback play.
I can't believe that. I can't believe
that's that. So crazy. That's how bad the AR experience has been for Colts fans that they were excited about Danny Dimes. So like the hype now was building up in training camp because some clips of AR throwing passes throughout training camp he just looked really good. And it was like, oh, well, maybe he's taking it serious. And there was a quote that he was like, oh, I got to quit messing around. And it's like, okay. So now Anthony Richardson's the favorite to start. And then he goes into this game, had some decent passes. One of them was broken up. It was a tight window to throw into, but the other two passes weren't bad. But like you said, gets taken off the field for injury, which has always been his problem. Or just not being able to throw. So anyway, just hilarious.
Maybe he should have a procedure done on his thumb.
That's right. He probably needs it. I'd still take AR over Jordan Love.
That's crazy. You're getting into like some dangerous territory. Packers fans are gonna roast you over the fire.
That's fine. That's fine. I would just change the offense to run the power wing. What was it, Navy last year or Army in college? All they did was run the ball like 40, 50 times a game. That's what we would do. We would just run the ball all day with AR. So anyway, Daniel Dimes comes in. He's truly abysmal, like 10 of like 20 passing attempts.
What do you expect? Like we talked about this too, but it's like when you sign Daniel Jones to your team, you are automatically waving the white flag. Like especially if you march him out there as your starter, that's it. Like you're saying, this is it.
It's over.
This is all that we could do this year, and good luck to everybody else that's out there. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like the vibes are atrocious. But your guy, Riley Leonard, came in and played pretty well.
Man, I love Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard played pretty well.
I said this, to you, a few weeks ago, but I feel like Riley Leonard could legitimately win that job. Like I think he could legit like go out there and beat out Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. Yeah. So praying for that.
That's really my main takeaway from this. That's my main takeaway from this game is that Riley Leonard could be the guy after midseason, because I can just see it so easily. Anthony Richardson out with injuries, Daniel Jones just all-time bad. I mean, he was all-time bad against backup defenses.
Yeah.
And so Riley Leonard at least showed competency at the position. So I did like that. A later round guy that did pop off in this game, LaJohntay Webster, had an 87-yard punt return for the Ravens. He was a 6th round rookie. I really don't know much about him, nor did I do much research, but returning punts is a good thing. I mean, these guys always get play in special teams in the preseason, so it probably is nothing. But just the fact that he was able to make a play like that, big deal for him.
Yeah.
And then the last one, this is my real MVP for the game, was Keaton Mitchell. 9 rushes for 68 yards, 1 touchdown. Looked explosive, looked fast. I think he's the favorite for the RB2 spot. And if anything were to happen to Derrick Henry, I mean, it could be wheels all the way up for Keaton Mitchell.
Right.
So I really love Keaton Mitchell. Love his speed. Love his just his abilities. I have a buddy who's loves Keaton Mitchell. Has loved him ever since he came out, and he's already in our fantasy football league chat, just like Keaton Mitchell will be an RB1 by the end of the year. It's so funny.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazier than taking Jordan Love, behind Anthony Richardson. You're crazy, man.
I don't think that's that crazy. I don't know. I just don't. I think Jordan Love is just all-time bad.
Yeah,
anyway,
but he's been to the playoffs. He's got a playoff win under his belt.
Yeah, if Anthony Richardson started more than 4 games in a year, he'd probably go to the playoffs too. I mean, he throws. I'm sure I've seen stat lines where he was like 5 for 20, and the 5 passes he threw went for like 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is just Anthony Richardson,
So
the full-on
ridiculous.
experience. Plus, he rushes for like 80 yards on 6 carries. I mean, he's just such a wild quarterback.
That's like Tim Tebow.
The mystery box.
He once Tim Tebow once beat the Kansas City Chiefs completing 2 passes. That legitimately happened. That's such a ridiculous football game.
That was really his comp. Was like, Tebow came out. He obviously had that 50 touchdown season with Florida coming out of college.
Oh, I thought you meant in the NFL. I was like, no, he
never. No, definitely not.
Yeah,
definitely not. No, coming out of college, and he was awesome. He won the Heisman, and but he couldn't throw. He just could not throw the ball.
Yeah,
and Anthony Richardson's very similar, very similar.
Yeah.
So, all right, the next game we got on our slate: Eagles versus Bengals. Eagles beat the Bengals 34-27. Bengals starters on offense played the whole first quarter in an attempt to get them hot early on instead of having these early season slumps they've had for the last couple of years. So the obvious first take is Jamar Chase are elite.
Yeah, you cut out there a little bit, but I think we can all assume we know what you were saying. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are elite. Yeah,
elite. Yep, exactly.
They're going to be. For some reason, Joe Burrow fell like really far in our fantasy draft last year. Like round 11. Like he fell to round 11.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then somebody grabbed him. We do keeper leagues, and you take one keeper and we move them up 2 rounds each year. So that guy's getting a keeper in round 9 this year for Joe Burrow, the number 1 quarterback, which is so stupid,
sick.
dude. So stupid.
That's so sick.
He's definitely gonna win.
Dude, yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I think Joe Burrow goes in like the 5th or 6th round usually.
Yeah, typically. Yeah,
which even then feels kind of late.
But Eagles,
right.
Bengals, right? Like Julia Abernethy, who's our Bengals contributor. She wrote something on this too, and she was like, "Yeah, of course, the offense is kind of what you expect. The Bengals are sick. They're so good on offense. Like you said, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Of course, they're gonna get theirs every single week." Except against Pat Surtain, they don't do that. But yeah, she said, it's the same old story. You guys should go read her post game article on this one, because she talks about it, how the defense just can't stop anything. It's just the same story over and over again, where classic tush push from the Eagles, goal line stand, and the Eagles are able to just punch it in, no problem at all.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, this is our front runner for preseason MVP is quarterback Tanner McKee.
Oh,
he
yeah.
20 of 25 for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Crazy.
He also got the tush push, ran one in. Yeah. He is 100% the front runner for the preseason MVP award. And that I don't know how long the starting defense played. I'm assuming they probably played the whole first quarter. If that's true, McKee just torched them, and that is just so not good. It just verifies the things me and you have talked about since the beginning. The inception of this show is Bengals offense good, Bengals defense horribly bad.
Yep.
Horribly bad.
And I feel so bad for Bengals fans, because you just look at it and you think like we could legitimately be the best NFL team by far. All you need is a mid defense, but they have literally the worst defense in the league. And it's
so
it's like paper mache. It's like I could go out there and probably throw for 10 yards.
That's what I'm saying. I could complete one pass. Anthony Richardson could complete a pass. Like, couple other.
Do you think you could rush for like 5 yards if you were given like 10 attempts?
Who's my offensive line? Who's the defense?
It doesn't matter. We'll take the worst defensive line and the best offensive line.
All right. So I'm going against the Bengals. I could run against the Bengals for 5 yards, 100%.
No, you could not. Oh,
I guarantee you I could.
Dude,
if somebody has the connections to make this happen, I will do it.
Yeah,
I'm about the same size as Big Ben.
dude. Yeah, but
and I saw Big
my
Ben
God.
do this for years, years against Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I
and
could do it.
He's basically got concrete boots on when he moves. And that guy is a
looks like he's
statue.
running in sludge.
Yeah, yeah.
Believe it or not, I used to be pretty athletic, but then I discovered light beer, and that wasn't good for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I no longer drink,
And
but
day-old
beer, pizza was just not good for me.
Yeah.
All right, two other guys that I thought were interesting. Will Shipley. Will Shipley came in, played really well. Here's an overreaction. I think Will Shipley could be a top 10 running back if Saquon were to go down with an injury this year.
That's a bold take. I don't agree.
I'm almost banking on it.
No, dude. We already talked about how many good running backs there are this year.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean, just off the rip, you know, we named 5 of them, and we didn't even mention Christian McCaffrey. So you have 6, and you're saying that he's going to be basically 4 in front of, you know, the Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, you know, those guys. You think
I'll
he
say
could be
it right
top
here
10?
live. We're live on YouTube. I'm saying it right now. Will Shipley, top 10 running back if Saquon were to go down.
I almost
it's
hope
just that offensive
you know,
line is so good.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even have to be that good of a running back in that system with that offensive line. And he's been sitting behind Saquon. If you watched that game, his mannerisms echo Saquon. He's been playing behind him. So, like, and Shipley was a good prospect coming out. And even last year, we saw him, I think it was against the Commanders. I mean, he ran like a huge run. It was like a 50, 60-yard run against the Commanders starting defense, which it's not a great defense.
Right.
But, like, these are the guys that are going to be playing twice a year. Then you got the Giants, who they've improved the defense. Then you got the Cowboys. Their defense is mid. Like, I mean, that's 6 games right there. I mean, he just has to have a couple outlier games. He could be.
Top 10 is
saying.
10 is. I mean, you're right, bold. This is definitely a preseason overreaction. I would say that's what that is.
We'll see. We'll see. Here's another good overreaction.
Okay.
Is Darius Cooper the next Puka Nacua?
Wow.
Do you even know who Darius Cooper is?
No.
Welcome to the club.
Idea. Yeah.
So, welcome to the club.
I mean, I guess nobody knew who Puka was either.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Puka did get drafted. What was he, like 5th or 6th round, I think?
Yeah, he's low.
So he did get drafted. This guy, Darius Cooper, you see a lot of teams when they take undrafted guys, they try to take guys who look similar to the team starters. So like Darius Cooper looks like AJ Brown, 6 foot tall, 215 pounds, uber athletic, has a 8.58 RAS score, which is relative athletic score. There's a guy named MathBomb on Twitter that you can follow. He compiles all their like measurables like they do at the combine and puts them together and creates a score for them. So 8.58 out of 10 is a very good score. He played for Tarleton State. Like, I don't even know where the Tarleton State is. I think it's in Texas. But in 2024, he led all of the FBS and FCS in receiving yards. He had 76 catches for 1,450 yards and 14 touchdowns. Comes out in this game, 6 catches, 82 yards, 1 touchdown. And he just, I think I'm a sucker for a guy like when he, especially a receiver, catches the ball and then he starts running. He just palms the ball in one hand and like runs with it with one hand. It reminds me of T.O. Like, it's just such a like alpha move. What do you think? Is he the next Puka Nacua?
No.
Yeah,
no.
JJ does it too.
I don't think he's the next Puka Nacua. I don't think. I mean, just because the odds are in my favor, right? If we're taking odds right now, like I'm gonna win this bet most likely. So so I'm gonna say no, but I would love to see it. You know, I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of people buzzing about him and saying, you know, this is how he's always been like this. This isn't even a surprise for a lot of us. And I'm like, bro, he played for Tarleton State. Like, this is a surprise for anyone to even play in a preseason game from Tarleton State. Yeah. Name me one guy who played for Tarleton State who has ever played a single down in the NFL.
Darius Cooper.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I guess he hasn't even technically played a real snap.
That's right. So let's move on. Next game
Sure.
we've got is Raiders Seahawks. Ended in a tie, 24-24. First overreaction, is Ashton Jeanty a bust?
Yeah, dude.
And
He's
a follow-up
definitely
question,
a bust.
is George Halani the best running back out of Boise State?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Obviously, these are both extreme overreactions. Ashton Jeanty is. I need to say this now before we get like too deep into all the games, but I think if you're watching this and we have or have not talked about your team yet, if you were unsatisfied by our performance, don't worry. Like, don't worry. It's just a preseason. But if you are stoked about something that happened, like, you should be stoked about that.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that everybody just has such high expectations, even in the preseason. But the preseason is not really where you should be evaluating like how good a player is going to be come this season. You know, this is all about really just figuring out like the depth, and that's what I like to look at in the preseason, is seeing who's got the deepest teams. You know, and you look at all these like defensive blowouts this past week, and we'll get to those. But you know, that's where you can really see like you know, what teams are really deep. And you know, Ashton Jeanty getting, what was it, like negative 1 yard, or was it -3 yards on 3, whatever it was. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Like, don't be worried about Ashton Jeanty. He's going to go off this year. Like, we know he's going to go off this year. Like, it's not a problem. So that's coming from a Broncos fan. Okay. I hate the Raiders, but you know, he's so good, and he's too good to not succeed in the NFL.
Yeah.
So Ashton Jeanty is not a bust. And then Halani, he could be good. Like, maybe he's good. You know, maybe one of these later round running backs that, you know, like we talked about, that just have success because it's such a deep running back class. Like, I hope that's the case. It was fun. Did you see the Seahawks like basically like just like crapping all over the Raiders after the game? Like, they trolled them online. They were like basically comparing like the two running backs, saying like, we're so much better than you. Like, we've got the better running back out of that room. Like, it was so funny, man. Yeah, they trolled them, which I'm all here for. Like, go for the little jabs and stuff. But Raiders fans should not be concerned about Ashton Jeanty at all.
Yeah, and I believe Halani came out last year. So he still played with Jeanty.
Okay.
But he came out last year. I mean, that you're exactly right. And this is stuff we've hit on with training camp, is we're not looking to see, you know, a highlight catch is not going to tell me that this guy's going to go for 2,000 yards this season.
Exactly.
You know, like, that's it. There are so many no-name guys who have made some insane catches. We'll get to one later, but Trent Sherfield of your Denver Broncos,
my guy,
insane catch.
Yeah, so
and like, they don't really amount to anything. So really what we're looking at is usage and where they line up, and are they playing with the first team, second team, third team? Where are they playing? And for anybody who's worried about Ashton Jeanty, stop. Just stop. It's so stupid. Like, Ashton Jeanty is one of the best college prospects at the running back position that we've ever seen. Minimum top 5. And he is going to be good. Now, could he struggle on a poor Raiders team? Probably. But it does not mean he's a bust because he went 3 carries for -1 yards in a preseason game. He's probably not even trying right now. Like, I do not care. There's I need the Tomlin meme. We do not care.
Yeah.
Something he says in interviews all the time. We do not care. Another hot takey reaction is Jalen Milroe looks just like Justin Fields, which I'm here for. I'm actually here for that one.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. He's definitely an exciting prospect. I want to see him get more playing time, like more actual playing time. I don't know if we're actually going to get to see that this year, but you know, he's going to be. I feel like if we don't ever get to see him in like live action, I think that, you know, it's going to be a big question mark, you know, to his name. Like, oh man, what would it have been if he actually did get to start, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it just seems like every time he touches the ball, you know, magic happens. Like, he's really, really exciting.
Well, and he fits into that mold of like the rushing quarterback mold, the Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, where he's not a great thrower of the ball. We saw this in college. He was a really bad thrower. But he's great with his legs. I mean, fast, just so fast and strong, like Anthony Richardson. So he just needs to be average at passing in order to get a starting job in the NFL. Like that's how low the bar is. And I mean, he looked good. There was a couple passes he made that I was pretty impressed with. He looks better out like on the run, which a lot of rushing quarterbacks are like that, where they have to get out on the perimeter to, throw a good pass. But I really like Milroe's chances of starting at least 1 to 2 games this year. Sam Darnold is the only guy ahead of him. I think depending on where they're at record wise at the end of the year, that they could be sitting Darnold to play Milroe and showcase and see what they've got in him. But I'm excited. I really like Milroe. I love him. Excuse me. Torrey Horton was a guy we talked about last week. We hit on him, and how timely, because he was force-fed 7 targets. He got 3 catches for 31 yards and 1 touchdown. Definitely looks like the Seahawks want to give him a shot at the slot role. I mean, he looked good, and catching passes from Drew Lock is a feat in itself. So I'm just props to him. That's a big deal. The big battle out of this game was the receiver battle, the rookie receivers on the Las Vegas Raiders. So they draft Jack Besh in the 2nd round, the converted tight end, and then they draft Deontay Thornton in the 4th round, who's a 6'4", 200-pound speed freak. I think he's like the first guy since like Calvin Johnson to run sub 4.4 in like quite a while. He's fast as lightning. So there's been a lot of hype about these 2 guys. And really, neither of them did anything. So much ado about nothing here.
Yeah.
Do you have any other takes from this game before we move to the next one?
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
My big stuff was about, Genty being fine.
Yeah.
And, Holani maybe being good.
Right. Yeah. He's still got to beat Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, exactly. And that's tough.
So
that's going to be tough.
And that's tough. Very tough. All right, Lions defeat the Falcons 17-10. This game was postponed at the end for an injury, and I am so sorry. I should have researched what that guy's name was. But yeah, that was a bad hit, and I'm glad they called the game on that one.
Yeah.
Isaac Tesla, we talked about him last week because he played in the Hall of Fame game. Is Isaac Tesla, is he the next Puka Nacua?
He and Darius Cooper are both the next Puka Nacua. About to have 3 of them in the NFL.
That's right.
I mean,
this is just the comp. This is the comp that everyone likes to bring up because we got a Puka. We had that 5th round guy. He's like 1 of 1. So like now this is where everybody comes to with these later round guys. Oh, is he the next Puka? Especially too because Brad Holmes, the GM, handpicked this guy just like he handpicked Puka. So it's like, is he the next Puka Nacua was always going to be the reaction.
Right. I mean, I'll say the same thing I said about Darius Cooper. No, I don't think he's going to be the next Puka Nacua. You also have to remember that Puka came into such a good situation. He came in with Matt Stafford. He had Cooper Kupp as the number 1. He had Kyron Williams as like a backup. So you're talking about, I don't know. I mean, I guess like he also is coming into like a pretty good system too, but you just don't know. I feel like there are too many mouths to feed over there.
It's a crowded system.
Yeah. So
like he's got to be really good. He's not going to take Amon-Ra. He's not going to overtake
Jameson Williams.
Jameson. Yeah. He projects to be like that big slot receiver, but they have Sam Laporta, and like we've talked about, and Tim Patrick, which Broncos GOAT, love Tim Patrick, one of the best receivers of all time, minus injuries. But it's like, where does he fit in? And that's going to be the interesting thing. Because I'll watch him. He looks good. Like the touchdown grab he made was a great pass and great catch. Nice. He looks good in that role, but where does he find his spot in this team because this team has a lot of players. You got David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. Gibbs is a great pass catching back. Laporta, great tight end. It just, like you said, a lot of mouths to feed to be the next Puka. Puka was ultra targeted year one.
Exactly. And so
Tesla is just not going to be in that same.
Yeah.
So,
but
Hendon Hooker, absolutely abysmal. 7 of 10, 38 yards, 2 fumbles lost. This was it's supposed to be the heir apparent to Jared Goff, but he was outperformed by Kyle Allen, former Pittsburgh Steeler and Carolina Panther and Washington Commander. 7 of 8 for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that one to Isaac Tesla. So that was a great play.
Yep.
I
mean,
and the last one. Oh, go ahead.
That one, not really an overreaction, but like Kyle Allen might actually be pushing, Hendon Hooker for that job. I mean, like he could definitely come. I mean, Kyle Allen he's serviceable. Like he's not gonna, win you a bunch of games, but you don't need your backup to like come in and win you 10 games in a season. If you do, you're already, that's it. Like your season's already done.
Screwed.
If you need if your backup needs to come win you 10 games for you to do anything, like that's it. But if you need somebody to come in and like, I don't know, maybe like finish a drive or finish the fourth quarter or something like that, or take over for a couple games, like that's what you need. And if you can have somebody like Kyle Allen come in and do that kind of thing, and again, look serviceable, like that's where your bread and butter is. That's how you collect a paycheck living on the bench,
100%. Yeah, Hendon Hooker is just not good. Kyle Allen, he's more similar to Jared Goff, so he'll probably be a closer fit. The last big thing I wanted to bring up with this team, and I kind of hit on it earlier, DeMarco Helms, his nickname the Hitman. I named him MVP for this game because this was a pretty boring game. That huge hit and just lighten up Craig Reynolds, and you could just see the Falcons defense just getting hype. I just love it. He just brought so much energy to the team. Flipping the bird to the sideline is just such an alpha move.
Crazy.
All about DeMarco Helms. Let's go.
Gino did that to the Raiders fans too. Did you see that picture?
Oh yeah, I did see those pictures,
dude. That picture,
I saw those pictures.
That picture actually went hard, dude. Like that was that one. I was like,
hard.
okay, that's he's kind of vibey actually. I'm not a Gino fan. Definitely not a Raiders.
Fits right
fan.
in with the Raiders.
Gosh. But yeah, it definitely fits in with the Raiders. He just like hates everybody. Cool.
All right, Browns beat the Panthers 30-10. This was a big one that people were overreacting to. First, we'll start with Teteroa McMillan, looking like the next Mike Evans. 2 catches, 43 yards, 1 drop touchdown. That was a great throw by Bryce Young.
Yeah.
What do you think about T-Mac?
Yeah, I mean, big T-Mac guys over here. You and I both.
Yep.
I'm jealous because I wanted the Broncos to take him. Obviously, he went way earlier than the Broncos were going to pick. But yeah, I think. Again, this is kind of like what I said earlier. If you have somebody who shows out, like you should be excited about that. And I think the Panthers have a star in T-Mac. I'm excited for them and excited for our guy Kendrick. I think he's gonna have a really fun season watching Bryce Young and T-Mac tear it up.
This is where I agree with Kendrick.
Yeah,
I think they will be potentially a playoff team. They've got the offensive weapons. They just need the defense to step up a little bit. Jalen Coker, dude, this guy out of Holy Cross last year, just a no-name guy and balled out last year. Like in the limited opportunities he saw, made a couple great plays in the preseason game. I think he's a certified stud. That's my overreaction, and I think he will be the wide receiver 2 on this team.
Wow. Yeah, dude.
Who's he got to beat
crazy.
out?
Yeah, I mean,
40-year-old Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Fresh off the couch, Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, Hunter Renfrow.
Jimmy Horn Jr.
Xavier. Legette.
Xavier Legette is buns. That's what I was going to say to Kendrick State. I remember this. Xavier Legette is so bad. He's just so bad. The vibes around him are so. I like him too. I love him too. I want him to be so good, but he is all-time bad.
I don't know, man. Like, yes, I see those clips coming out from, these practices where he's not hauling him in, but like when he gets into the game, I feel like he does. I don't know.
Somebody look up his stat line.
All right, yeah, I'll look it up. But yeah, dude. I mean, I like Xavier Legette. I don't know. I guess also I just feel bad for Panthers fans, and I just want them to, have some sort of hope. But I don't know, man. I like him. I like Legette.
I hope he's good. This is not a take of bitterness or anything like that. It's just how I feel is the truth. That I just think Legette is just not a good player.
Yeah.
He can't separate.
He got 497 yards and 4 touchdowns last year. 49 receptions. So that's like 10 per, a little over 10 per reception. It's fine. I mean, this is rookie season, right? Like that's okay for a rookie season. It's fine. Whatever.
He was a first round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah. So that's bad for first round. Again, we talk about expectations, but if you have I don't know, I guess like a fifth. We'll see.
Here's what Legette needs to do to be good, to be serviceable in the NFL. He needs to follow Hunter Renfrow around like his life depends on it. He needs to learn how to run routes like Renfrow. If he could learn to run routes from Renfrow, he would be good. He just cannot separate. He's a big guy with a lot of speed.
Yeah, I was going to say
he just kind of runs down the field, and like if he outruns a guy, great. But you're not going to outrun every defensive player. I mean, the secondary, especially nowadays, everybody's fast on the defense. The linebackers are, freaking 215 pounds and run like 4.4s. So, like, good luck just outrunning everybody. You have to be able to separate.
And I guess that's why you go get, Tedorow McMillan, right? Is because, you're going to have to really just like make some space for him, make some space for Hunter Renfrow and Adam Thielen and those guys. And I don't know. I kind of like that receiving core.
I do too. I really do like it. But I think Coker. Here's the problem for Legette is that Coker is playing really well.
True.
And
that's a good point.
Played really well last year and has gained the trust of the coaches. And he was either a late round or undrafted guy. I think he was undrafted. And he's outperforming Legette. So,
this is the biggest news out of that game, right? Is Jalen Coker? Did you hear me?
Yeah. The biggest star news.
Yeah, this is the biggest star news out of that.
No, we'll hit we can hit the big news. Shedeur Sanders, 14 of 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Is Shedeur the next Tom Brady?
Thomas Brady? No, heck no. Again, no. Odds are so low that he's going to be, but I personally, from an outsider's perspective, I think that it was a good outing from a rookie quarterback. Like that's what it was. I don't think it was like, next coming of Tom Brady. I don't think it was anything like that. I don't think that the Browns necessarily have an MVP in a rookie quarterback, coming out. But I did say this, 4 weeks ago, whenever we did that other podcast, is that I think that the Browns should put Shedeur out there. I said that. And I said, if they have any hope for this season, like that's just where the fans, and Browns fans, if you're watching, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you're most excited for Shedeur Sanders than anybody else on the team, as you should be. Again, I don't think that he's going to be all world, but you got to give him those reps because you never know what you could get. I mean, last year we saw 2 quarterbacks tear it up on really bad teams before in the Washington Commanders and the Denver Broncos. You saw rookie quarterbacks go out there, from day one and kind of take the reins. But yeah, man, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Browns fans. I hope that this can translate into the season. But again, I'm not going to overreact to this. I think it was good for a rookie quarterback, but that's where I will get off my soapbox, I guess. Now you go ahead.
Overreactions were flying, and I was swatting them like flies. I had a buddy in one of my leagues who was talking about Shedeur and just loves Shedeur thinks he's really, really good. Even before the game, they were showing a quote from Dion. I tried to find it so I could read it off verbatim here. But Dion was basically like, we've been putting our head down and we've been working, trying to do what we're supposed to do. But tonight's the night we put the league on notice. Like, first off, Dion, it's preseason week 1, dog.
Right.
If this is where you're putting the league on notice, shut up. That's so dumb. And then second, why do you talk about like when you talk about your son? It's such a weird dynamic. I hate it. Like, if Shedeur was not Dion's son, we wouldn't be having these conversations about him. He'd just be another guy who dropped in the draft. He puts up a decent stat line, but you got to watch the game because the first touchdown he threw came off of a muff punt down inside the 5-yard line. So the first touchdown he threw was a gimme. He didn't do anything, couldn't do anything really against the first team defense. Second team defense comes out on the Carolina Panthers, who had a trash defense last year. So the second string defense comes out and he strings together a pretty decent drive and then throws a touchdown. So yes, that looked good for a backup quarterback. Like we just talked about Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen lit it up. Like, Shedeur's in the same realm, and his completion percentage wasn't even that good. And that was his big calling card coming into the league, was that he's a good completion guy. And I'm not saying Shedeur can't be good. Like, I do want him to be good. It's not that I hate on him and just want him to be bad, but we're talking about a guy who is a 5th round pick, who his team drafted Dylan Gabriel over him. The entire NFL, all 32 teams passed on him for 4.5 rounds. He just has a lot to prove. And if this is the line, if this is the bar that he just needed to put up over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in a preseason game, you're just evaluating football bad. You're just bad at evaluating football. Like, just stop. And it's okay. I have your fun, especially Browns fans. It's exciting to have this guy come in. He's like Hollywood. This is the most star power you've had in Cleveland for a while. Since Deshaun Watson, after all that bad stuff.
This is LeBron James.
But, like, dude, I mean, give him some time. And this is my big thing, because like I said, I want Shedeur to be good. Don't put all this pressure on him. You are putting so much pressure on him starting out to be so good. And now you're already calling for him to be the starter right off the bat. Like, this is a pedestrian stat line. He played decent. Keep the expectations low so you're not putting too much on him. And Dion's doing it to his own son. It's just, I don't know, man. The Shedeur stuff just burns me up. Especially the overreactions on him. Because, I mean, people have been talking about this for a while. Name me the last 5th round quarterback who was good in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was going to say is, like, I talked about this a little bit before, but, like, the expectations. Obviously, he's got some higher expectations. It's almost like people are treating him like a 1st round quarterback. And I think that's the differentiating factor between you and I, maybe, is that I don't know if you feel that way, but, like, I don't feel like he's a 1st round quarterback. Like, he was taken in the 5th round and, he came out there and performed like a good 5th round. Like, again, for a rookie 5th round quarterback, like, he looked good. And that's where you got to kind of give him his flowers. But I mean, if you are expecting him to be, 1st round material, I don't know. I think that you're going to be a little disappointed, but I'm never going to tell an NFL fan to, not get excited about their team, especially when it comes to the quarterback, because like, that's the biggest position in all of sports, is the quarterback position. So, yeah,
if he was on the Steelers, I'd probably be flipping out for him.
Yeah,
I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Shedeur's to go, dude!" Like, it's a Browns guy. And the other stat I forgot to bring up: over 100 of those yards that he had passing wise were yards after the catch by his playmakers.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was keeping the ball close to the line. Like I said, he didn't make any mistakes, and that's a big deal in the preseason. I'm not ready to rush out and name him the starter for the Browns. I'm not ready to rush out and say he's going to be worth a 1st round pick and all these teams were wrong. There's just a lot more that he needs to prove. We're going to rush through these because we're already almost at an hour and a half. This is crazy.
Yeah, let's get through them. We can just do
Patriots
like
whoop up on the
main
Commanders.
points.
Yeah. I do want to shout out Lan Larison. He was an undrafted guy. Played a great game. 7 carries, 35 yards, 2 catches, 9 yards. Team exciting whites. Did getting season-ending injury. So he's done. The dream is dead. Efton Chisholm, the next Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, puts up 6 receptions, 50 yards, and 1 touchdown. Another guy, he picked up the torch for the exciting whites in New England. You just know Josh McDaniel loves him.
Yeah.
The other guy we talked about, Ja'Cory Croskey-Merritt. We talked about him 2 weeks ago. Looked really good. 7 carries, 24 yards, 1 catch for 8 yards. Nothing crazy to call him about, but played a pretty decent game for a 7th round rookie. But the big story out of this one, TreVeyon Henderson, first NFL touch, takes it 100 yards to the house on the kickoff return.
Crazy.
Proceeds to fast, dude. Just like he got 1 carry he took for over 10 yards. I can't remember how long it was exactly, but finished off the run with steamrolling a guy. Then took a screen pass, took that one another 10 something yards, and steamrolled another guy. I'm not used to seeing smaller like scat back receivers have that much power and that much willingness to attack the defender. So TreVeyon Henderson is the greatest running back to come out since Jamal Charles. Overreaction or not?
Yeah, probably overreaction, I would say. But hey, man, you do you. That's what preseason's all about. Is really, really overreacting than getting disappointed in the regular season.
Yeah. All right, Giants and Bills. This one was, so. Some guy named Dante Miller, undrafted, got 10 carries, 22 yards, and 7 catches for 80 yards. Playing for the Giants. Probably nothing. Frank Gore Jr. made an appearance. He had 5 carries, 21 yards, but 5 catches for 50 yards, which, could he be the next Frank Gore?
Yes, literally. Yeah,
he will literally be the next Frank Gore.
He's the next Frank Gore. Yeah, I'll put money on that. Yeah, he's the next Frank
That's
Gore.
right. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He certainly is a Frank Gore.
Yeah.
The big story out of this one, Jackson Dart. First round rookie in New York. Played a really good game. Once again, we're not going to jump out over our skis, but 12 of 19, 154 yards and a touchdown. It was a beautiful throw down the line. Just dropped it right where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Also had 3 carries for 24 yards. So you see a little bit of this rushing element. Kind of reminds you of Dayball when he had Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Jackson Dart?
I love Jackson Dart, man. Like I want to see him play. I don't think he's going to get much playing time this year at all. Like I think Russ eventually will be benched, just as he was in Denver 2 years ago, as he was in Pittsburgh last year. And I think that because I think that
go ahead.
I got nothing.
Go ahead. Let it loose, dude.
Okay, so I think Russell Wilson did not want to. So the Broncos played the Steelers in week 2 of last year. Notably, you guys won that one with Justin Fields at the helm because Russ was dealing with an injury. I don't think Russell Wilson wanted to play that game. And so I think this injury popped up out of nowhere because, 2 weeks after that, he was totally fine, like looked completely normal. Nothing had ever happened.
He's just getting a check.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyways, I don't think he wanted to show his face in Denver. Let's go back to the Giants really quick. I think that Russell Wilson will probably get benched at some point this year, which is completely contradictory of what John told us in that clip that we watched earlier today. He said that Russell Wilson's gonna, basically lead him to the promised land and have a comeback player of the year, which is it's so weird.
And he said last week, re-sign a larger contract.
Yeah. And that's what he said is he's gonna sign a major contract extension in the offseason, which put money on it if you think, dude, because that's a spicy take. I think he's going to get benched. And I think that there's a long way to say I think Russ is getting benched, and I think Jameis will take over at some point. And then if they're really trash, like 4 wins, like they'll put Jackson Dart in like the last 2 games of the season or something. And then I think that we could see him next year, really come out and show what they've got. And maybe they're sitting there kicking themselves saying, my goodness, why didn't we start him at all last year? But I like him. I'm on the Jackson Dart train. Not overreacting. This has always been my take since they drafted him. Like that's what I think is this has nothing to do with his performance this past weekend.
Yeah. So my take's a little different. I do think that Russ is going to get benched. I think we're both there. You know, I think he just doesn't have a lot left, and he's not going to put himself on the line to help win games. And that's desperately what Daboll and Joe Shane need, is that they need to win games to save their jobs. I actually think that Jackson Dart is going to be above Jameis in the depth chart by end of the preseason. And I think week 4, I think Jackson Dart comes in and starts. And I think there's no looking back at that point. I think they have to. I mean, you think about all these teams, they're firing coaches left and right, and Daboll and Joe Shane have been given a pretty long leash in New York. This is their guy to save their job. And so if he even looks remotely good, I mean, he could even start by week 1. I mean, I think it's pretty much baked in that Russ is going to start week 1, but they need, in order to keep their job, they need to be showcasing Jackson Dart. Even if Jackson Dart is mediocre, it gives them some kind of reasoning to say, hey, we need to build on this. Let us keep our job so we don't mess up his development and we can stay here, another year. So I think Dart is their attempt at saving their jobs. And so I think they need to get him on the field as soon as possible.
You know what I think they should do? I'm looking at their schedule now. They have Commanders week 1, probably lost. They have Cowboys week 2. That's a toss-up. They have Chiefs week 3. That's a loss. Chargers week 4. That's a loss. And then they have the Saints week 5. I think you roll out Jackson Dart. Yeah, that's when you roll him out. And
it's perfect.
Perfect. Like that's how you get him confidence. That's how you say, let's go put up 30 on one of the worst teams in the NFL. And that's where you go.
I'm right there with you. I think it's a great move.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the next game. Vikings defeat the Texans 20-10. Not a whole lot out of this game, but JJ McCarthy, in my mind, he flopped. I just didn't think he was very good. 4 for 7 for 30 yards. Didn't play much. There was one Twitter clip of him making this standing in the pocket strong and making a pass to Jordan Addison. And really, he got bailed out by Addison making a fantastic catch because Addison had to dive. It was low. And Addison made the catch. We've already talked about Addison looks really good. So, I mean, I think we're still in the same place with McCarthy. We didn't see a whole lot in that game. Do we even know that he's going to be good? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still in that, I still am in maintaining the mentality that I had before. Like, you can't overreact too much to what happened in preseason week 1, because it's not the true game. And a lot of teams are still like working their kinks out. You have some teams that are installing new plays every single week. Nobody is game planning for this type of stuff, right? They're simply going out and they're and they're just saying, let's see if we can run our plays. Like, I'm not going to do, scout team to see what your defense does and, how we can prepare for it. That's not what they're doing in the preseason. Again, it's all about, seeing how your operation works on the field. And so I'm not worried about JJ McCarthy, honestly. Like, I'm fine. I think that he could be good. I think that he also could be really bad. Like, we just don't know, but you don't have Justin Jefferson out there. You do have Jordan Addison. You kind of feed him a little bit in that game. But I'm not. If I'm a Viking fan, I'm not working, or I'm not. Sorry, I'm not worse off than I was before. It's just like I mentioned at the very beginning of this segment, that it's just unsatisfying when you hope that somebody does really well and they don't. But I'm not worried. Not worried. Just unsatisfied is all.
Yeah, I'm not swayed yet. I'm still waiting. And like you said, he probably got a drive or two to play.
Yeah.
So it's not a whole lot to base anything real off of. And this is his first playing time for a whole year in a real environment. So I will say that for JJ, there's still he's still got plenty of time to prove us right or wrong. We just don't know yet.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it from that game. Let's go to the Rams. Rams defeated the Cowboys 31-21. Notably, Jaden Blue not playing due to injury. Sadness for me. Jarquez Hunter played really well, and so did Blake Corum, both the backup running backs. Corum is the Kyron Williams clone. He had 9 carries, 32 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jarquez Hunter, just bringing back the old school early 2000s aesthetic, the wristbands with no gloves, and that's it. And just, I don't know, he looked like a beast out there. But he had 11 carries for 41 yards. Jarquez is a guy we haven't really talked about on the show, but he played for Auburn, 4.4 speed, just playing a really good role. And Sean McVay apparently loves him. We did talk about this actually, maybe last week or the week before, but talking about Kyron and like he's a good running back, but he's not a speed back.
Yeah.
And so Blake Corum similar. Like Blake Corum, not very fast. I think he's like 4.5, 4.6. But you bring in a guy like Jarquez Hunter, who's 4.4 speed, decent pass catcher, could inject some really fun things into that offense.
Yeah, I mean, that goes all the way back to like Todd Gurley, right? Like he's kind of the same thing. Like he was really good, but he wasn't known for like his breakaway speed and like crazy agility. I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think Sean McVay has like a specific prototype of running back, in mind when he's when he's looking for a running back. And I think if you look, you look like any one of those guys, he's going to bring you in. So yeah, that's cool. Kyron's still my guy. I had somebody, message me. Actually, Nathan, the guy who who thinks the Cowboys are going to win less than 6.5 games this year. Yeah, Cowboys fan thinks they're going to win less. He messaged me and he was like, "Hey, trade me Kyron Williams. In our keeper league, he wants to trade me for him because he's listening to the pod." And I was like, "That's my guy. I can't let him go." So
not happening.
Anyways. Yeah, so he's got a place in my heart. So for me, it's hard for me to say, he's Blake Corum's going to take over that spot, but that might just be the emotional side of me, not the logical side of me.
Yeah, no, I think Kyron is secure. I think we both agree, especially with the contract extension. Like, there's really no threat here. The only thing that would threaten him would potentially be Jarquez Hunter if he does have that speed. Like he's able to use that speed in a positive way for the offense just because he's a different look of running back than Kyron, but he's not going to supplant Kyron.
Right.
Other little bits of news, nothing really major here, but Phil Maffa, the big bruising back out of Dallas, he gets major work, 10 carries for 36 yards. That's what you expect out of a bruiser. Kanata Mumfield, guy we talked about last week, would have had a huge day, but Stetson Bennett missed him on a wide open deep ball. I mean, he blew past the coverage and just overthrew him. But Kanata had a great, we talked about one of his skill sets is that he makes these crazy acrobatic catches while in the air. He made one of those, and I believe it was a tip pass that he had to adjust to midair, and he caught it midair. So I think he was like 2 for 24. Pretty decent for a guy that's a late round dart throw guy.
Yeah.
But really probably the biggest thing from this was just watching Joe Milton play. Joe Milton, he's not a great quarterback. He played well last year in the opportunity that he had with New England, but it's just amazing to watch him like throw the ball because this dude has a rocket of an arm.
He's got a rocket. I mean, man, that guy
he had that one pass. Dude, he just like flicked it and it went like 60 yards and overthrew his receiver by like 10 yards. It would be really, really cool to see Joe Milton get some coaching.
I heard he got a random drug test today.
Oh, did he? Well,
no. He didn't actually. I'm just saying, like
that would make so much sense.
Yeah.
Like you don't see many guys just throw a normal pass and it just launches that far.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Steelers defeat the Jags 31-25. Skylar Thompson shocks the world. Actually looks competent.
MVP.
Former Miami Dolphin quarterback. And did the Steelers even need to go get Rodgers if they knew Skylar Thompson was in the bag? I mean,
I heard he's on the trading block already. Aaron
dude,
Rodgers.
shoot, I would get rid of him. 20 of 28, 233 yards, 3 touchdowns for Skylar.
Aaron Rodgers could never. He could never
Aaron
hit
Rodgers
that stat line.
never. It is impressive just in the minimal amount of time he played, because Mason Rudolph played the whole first half, but he was playing out against all backups. But still, to put up 3 touchdowns in one half is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, still impressive. Still on the football field.
He's still playing with backups, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just encouraging, because Skylar Thompson was all-time bad backing up Tua. That Miami offense was so bad when Tua wasn't in last year.
Oh my gosh.
So
horrendous.
We talked about Bigsby and Tootin earlier. Same stat line, except Tootin added the touchdown. My take: Tootin's going to be the starter. It's only a matter of time. He is inevitable. Caleb Johnson. This is painful for me to say, but he looks slow and lost in the offense.
That was your guy. You've been telling me for since the draft. You're like, man, I'm stoked for Caleb Johnson.
I do really like Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, he is a bust. This is my one preseason not overreaction.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding. I mean, it's I'm going to say Genty's not a bust, but Caleb Johnson is a bust based on one outing.
Right.
Yeah. No, man, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Like, well, it still remains to be seen. Pittsburgh is good at running the ball, so I think he's going to be good. Like, I'm not concerned about anything with Caleb Johnson. Not yet, anyways.
Yep.
Again, got to see it on the field, but yeah.
The biggest concern I had was when they threw one pass to him and it just bounced right off of his palms. It's just never good when you see
Quentin
that,
Johnson.
especially from a running back. Well, Quentin catches it right here. He's got to have it in his chest. If he has to catch it with his hands, it's never going to be a catch.
Nothing. It's like he doesn't have fingers or something.
Yeah, exactly. Travis Hunter played majority of the offensive snaps. This is the main takeaway.
I've been telling you.
Mainly on offense. And that's, we've been saying this for quite a while.
Yeah.
Offensive rookie of the year.
For a month now. That's what we've been saying, is that he's going to be an offensive guy. Like, he'll play very little, if any, defense at all. I don't think he's going to get maybe, I would say, less than 10 snaps on defense all year. I don't think. I don't know. I think they're just going to, why not like put your main guy in your offense, but kind of beating a dead horse, with this take.
Yeah. The last big thing, Greg Little, kicker for the Jags.
Oh yeah.
70-yard field goal. Yeah, 70 yards.
He also got a random drug test.
Yeah, I mean, after that one, he looked like Sebastian Janikowski out there just ripping it.
Yeah.
But no, 70 yards is insane. I mean, that's
and
just
not an altitude like either. That's what's crazy.
I mean, he also looked like he had room to kick it even further back.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
It's just
I will say I think a lot of these kickers can kick 70-yarders. I remember several years ago, like going to a Broncos game in Denver, and I was watching Brandon McManus just like in warmups, he was hitting 75-yarders like they were nothing. Like it's crazy. Like, I think these kickers can kick that far, but obviously when the pressure's on, when it's game mode, obviously a coach is never going to allow that. Like, why would you? Because the extremely high chance that you miss, you're going to get the ball right there. But it was awesome to see in preseason.
The reward.
Like, so good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But imagine, like, if you got your kicker comfortable with kicking 70-yarders, like, you don't even have to make it to midfield now.
Yeah.
To score points. Like, I mean, barely to midfield, you're kicking a 70-yarder. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Bucks and Titans. Bucks defeat the Titans 29-7. This is Cam Ward's debut. Nothing crazy, nothing spectacular. Just came in, ran the offense, 5 of 8 for 67 yards. Obvious connection with Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Could be this year's Jaden and Terry McLaurin. What do you think?
That's a high bar, but I mean, when you look at it in a vacuum, I think it could happen. We talked about this earlier, how I do think that Cam Ward is going to have a good year because of Calvin Ridley and vice versa. I think that they are going to sharpen each other, and I think that this actually is going to be a fun offense, even if it's just, feeding them, 110 catches this year. I think that they are going to, be a force until somebody decides to double, triple team Calvin Ridley, and then Cam Ward, who knows where he's going to go with it after that. But
that's going to be a sad time.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that they are going to start hot, and I am excited to watch that, that connection, and I'm excited to pick up Calvin Ridley, hopefully kind of late in my draft.
Yeah, and hopefully Brian Callahan has been taking notes on last year's Commanders offense, because even though they had no other weapons outside of McLaurin, meaningful weapons, they still spread the ball around so much. And so you couldn't double Terry. They had to respect other players on the team because of Diami Brown. Who was that other guy? Noah Brown. These guys were making plays, just doing their job. Run a 10-yard curl. Run a 8-yard out route. All these different things. So hopefully they're taking notes, because, like you said, if Calvin Ridley gets doubled, it's over for Cam. He has nobody else on that team. The talent behind Calvin Ridley is just very bad.
Yeah.
Last big note here, probably nothing, but shout out Owen Wright, former William and Mary running back. Got a ton of work and is top dog in the preseason MVP race we have. 18 carries, 87 yards, 1 touchdown, added 2 catches for 4 yards, but that wasn't much of anything. But, just got a ton of work. So that's really all I have to say about that. Former William and Mary running back making it in the big time. Let's go. Jets defeat the Packers 30-10. The big news out of this is Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis stealing playing time from Breece Hall. Apparently, this is what people are saying, that Breece only played 50% of the starter snaps. Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis were both mixed in. Braylon looked pretty good. 8 carries, 33 yards. Breece had 3 carries for 9 yards. What do you think about this New York backfield?
Hey man, I sat here last week and I said Braylon Allen is so good, and you were like,
I was.
I still think Braylon Allen is really good, but I don't think this means anything. I think they're keeping Breece Hall fresh for the season. That's what I think they're doing. Again, I mean, we also talked about how we think that Breece Hall is legitimately top 5 running back material. And, again, I don't think that you put Braylon Allen out there without, without something else in mind. So whether that be, hey, let's just keep our number one healthy, or let's maybe they're trading him to a certain Dallas Cowboys team or something like that, you know? But yeah, I'm not reading actually super deep into this personally.
If you are fading Breece Hall for Braylon Allen or Isaiah Davis, because of those 2 guys, just reevaluate how you watch football.
Yeah.
Breece Hall is just miles and miles better than both of those guys. And he's not even old, dude. He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people, I think, overlook all the time. Breece came out when he was 20 or 21. Crazy. I mean, he's 24, 25 years old right now. He is not an old back. It's not like he's got a bunch of wear and tear on him. He's just had some injuries. I still think he's explosive. He's obviously the best back in this backfield. There's nothing to worry about here. Cool. Another candidate for the preseason MVP, Amar Johnson, the Green Bay running back, undrafted rookie from South Dakota State, 7 carries, 67 yards, and 1 touchdown from 39 yards out. He's another guy, 8.8 RAS. So pretty athletic guy, 5'9", 205 pounds, 1,200 yards in his senior season with 14 touchdowns. Is Amar Johnson anything we should be keeping our eyeballs on?
I'd say maybe. That run, that 39-yard touchdown run, that was electric. Yeah. And I mean, you have to have good vision for that kind of thing, which is a fantastic trait when you're a running back. So, keep an eye out for him. I mean, I don't think he's got, I mean, just like a lot of these end of roster guys, I don't think he's going to vie for, meaningful snaps necessarily in the season, unless somebody goes down. But yeah, I mean, That's cool. That's cool. I mean, that an undrafted rookie is coming and doing that kind of thing. Like that's what you want to keep your eye on, because we've seen that happen with a bunch of undrafted rookie running backs before. Notably, Philip Lindsay, 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, first 2 years in the season. So it can happen, and I feel like that's a lot less or a lot more likely to happen than someone being the next Puka Nacua.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So the only thing that would keep me looking at Amar is the fact that he just is a different profile of running back from a Josh Jacobs. Chris Brooks, Emmanuel Wilson are the other backups there.
Yeah.
They're all kind of bigger bruiser backs, whereas this guy, Amar Johnson, seems like he's got a little bit of juice.
Mhm.
So maybe because he has that different profile, he does have a path to different types of carries and being on the field for different plays. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on that. Cardinals defeat the Chiefs 20-17. Trea was absolutely right. The Chiefs dynasty is over. It is done. They have lost in the preseason week 1 to the Cardinals of all teams. Yeah. Kyler played well until throwing just I don't even know what that pass was. That interception was so bad.
It looks like I threw it. It looks like I was out there and I threw that ball like to an NFL defense. It was so bad. I have no idea what he was thinking or what he was seeing. I mean, it's just directly to the defender. Nobody around him. That's what was crazy. And he wasn't under pressure or getting hit or anything like that. He just rolled out to his left and just chucked it right to him. Man, it was crazy. Maybe it's
something so funny. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, maybe Kyler's just trying to say, hey, sleep on me this year a little bit and just, make some really bad plays so he can tear it up in the season.
That's right. He wants people to buy him low.
Yeah.
It's just something so funny about watching a quarterback maneuver, roll out of the pocket, and then set their feet and then throw like a pass that, the form is just perfect and everything. And then it just goes straight to a defender. There's nobody there. Like he did have 2 guys there, but the pass was so badly thrown that like, it felt like nobody was there. It's like it was so bad. So just bad vibes. And for all the people who want Marvin Harrison Jr. to take that next step, that it's still
maybe
Kyler
he does.
at the end of the day.
Maybe he does.
Maybe
but
he
got
does.
the Kyler hurdle.
Yep, he's got the Kyler hurdle, and that's going to be the biggest problem for him.
Yeah.
Big Bob Tonyan still plays.
Yeah, Robert Tonyan. Man,
wow,
he might be the best tight end in that room. He might be, dude. I'm not even like, I don't know.
Yeah, he'll probably be the best tight end in that room by week 7 or 8.
Yeah,
once Kelsey's old.
Yeah.
No, but 3 catches, 49 yards, not nothing. Noah Gray, look out. And then of course Brashard Smith still trending down. 4 carries for 10 yards, 1 catch for -6 yards. Just not a good stat line, but to be totally fair,
4 yards.
5 touches. Yeah, 5 touches is not enough to base. It's not enough to base your opinion on a talent like Brashard Smith.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like we said before. It's preseason. You do wish you get something better out of running backs. You almost think that like it's better for running backs in the preseason because that the training camp they can't like really in training camp you can't really tell if somebody's like getting tackled, because it's like you tackled him, but you never know if somebody's going to like actually break through a defense or like break a tackle or something like that. So that is the one thing about running backs is that again don't do any sort of like overreacting to this, but running backs I feel like is the position where you should look at it and say I think that you should be doing better. But again, 5 touches to Genty's 3 touches, like I think they'll both be fine in the end. It's just just bad luck, this first game.
The worst thing for Brashard Smith was just seeing that he was the 5th running back that was run out there. That's the worst part for Brashard.
Yeah.
But if he can't beat Carson Steele, then something's wrong with all of us.
Yeah.
All right. Broncos whoop the 49ers 30-9. You were talking about defenses blowing out other teams. This is one of them.
Yep. I was So I was talking about the Broncos. Yeah, I think the Buccaneers and the Jets also, they had like pretty big blowouts. Vikings were pretty good too. Who else? The Patriots, like they're notably always
Patriots.
pretty feisty on defense. So those teams I think actually are going to have some really good defenses this year just because of the depth. And again, that's what I really look for, is like to see where that depth is. Like if all your running backs are going off, like you should be really excited about your running back room. You know, if your defense is like clamping down at every level, that's really good for you, because that means that your backups are better than their backups, you know? And so your backups could push for, you know, starting time, that kind of thing. Nick Bonito, man, the Broncos, they need to pay that man. His price tag is going up in the preseason. Like, dude, they need to sit him and not play him anymore if they want to get any sort of deal with him done. But my gosh, Nick Bonito is he's so fast. He's so very Von Miller-esque speed off the edge.
Very, very good. Man. Yeah. For a second when I saw the highlight, I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like Von Miller. Like,
I don't like his
obviously not Von Miller, but what is he, 15?
15, I think that's weird for an edge rusher, but that could.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah,
he should be number one.
Yeah,
I'll hit this one because I know you won't say it the right way. Bo Nix is dead, 6 for 11 for 31 yards and an intentional grounding in the end zone for a safety. Notably outshined by backup Jarrett Stidham, who threw 14 for 15, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. Is Bo Nix at risk of being benched?
Yeah, dude, he's done. Like our, you know, it was a 1-year trial. We had, you know, we got out of him what we could.
It was always Stidham.
Yeah, it was always Stiddy. Yeah,
it was always going to be Stidham.
It was just
he was always going to be the answer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They brought in Bo Nix just to test Stidham's mental strength.
Exactly, and he tested well. Yeah. No, this just tells me that the Broncos have the best backup quarterback in the league. That's all that says to me. Is you know, I don't
not
even
Skylar
know.
Thompson.
Not Skylar Thompson. Close second. You know, but it's same thing I was saying before, is like, you know, you can't overreact to this kind of thing. I wanted it to be better. You know, as a Broncos fan, I wanted to see, you know, an explosive play, a 50-yard bomb in the preseason would have been really fun, but you know, I'm not worried at all. Like it just, again, I've said this like 6 times in this podcast, but it just isn't satisfying when your starters go out there and, you know, basically lay a goose egg. I mean, they put 3 up on the board, but still, like, that's against 49ers backups. And again, you're not game planning. You're just trying to run some plays. The intentional grounding was dreadful. Absolutely awful.
Dreadful.
It was so bad. But the reason I'm okay with this happening is because, like, you get that stuff out of the way in the preseason and you move on to the regular season. You're like, I'm not doing that again. That was so bad. Like, why would I do that again? You know, and you know, he is going to go back to the film and watch that. He did have somebody running wide open, like in the middle of the field, you know, when he decided to duck and cover. I think it was Trent Sherfield, actually. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I saw it like right after the game. Anyways. Yeah, I'm fine with everything.
Sherfield made a great catch in the end zone. Just want to shout that out. Great job, Trent Sherfield, against his former team. So revenge game in the preseason. This is what we live for. I mean, obviously we're not freaking out about Bo Nix. You know, everybody talks about sophomore slump. That could happen, but this is not a sign of a sophomore slump. You know. Now, if he does that the next 2 games in the preseason, maybe I'll be a little concerned.
Right. Yeah, that's when you're.
But I don't think that's when the concerns creeps in. The other big news out of this game that both of us are loving is RJ Harvey, notably listed as the 5th running back on the Broncos depth chart, is running with the starters. So he didn't do a whole lot. There was a lot of buzz on Twitter that he refused to run inside the hole, how the play was designed, and would continuously bounce the run outside. This is just bad. Everybody's a film expert on Twitter or wherever. Everybody claims to be a film expert. No, I mean, it can be a bad habit of a lot of guys coming in who feel like they need to make a play. But there's some very trusted film guys out there, namely a guy named Matt Waldman, who I really enjoy, who went through it and was like, no, I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. And you could see why he was making these plays.
Yeah,
and this
a
is
lot of
something
these
that's easily coachable.
These film experts that you're talking about, like on Twitter, like you can see what you want to see, like in any game film. Like if you're looking at like just single shots, like you're not watching like the full thing in motion. And a lot of times, you know, I know exactly what you're talking about. One of those clips, it was like, oh, he shouldn't have bounced it out here. I don't remember who posted that, but if you look at like the safety was coming down into the hole that he was supposed to go through in one of those clips. So, So, I mean, he is uber athletic, right? Like he's so fast, so he can beat a lot of these defenders, but like these edge defenders too around the edge because he's so fast. I don't think he should, you know, really try to do that too much throughout the season. I mean, you're right, but yeah, I'm again not worried about RJ Harvey. J.K. Dobbins is still going to be the number one come week one. I don't think that RJ is going to, you know, hop in there. That
RJ out carried him, out touched him 8-1.
Yeah,
8 touches to 1.
I think it's the it's the Breece Hall effect too, though. I think it's you know that you're keeping your number one healthy as long as you can. I'm not saying that J.K. Dobbins necessarily is better than RJ Harvey. We've yet to see, you know, what RJ Harvey can do in the league, but yeah, J.K. Dobbins is going to be your guy week one, and you know, RJ Harvey will most likely be your number two.
I'm proud of you, Trey. I'm proud of you for being a little more pessimistic on the rookie year. Your team drafted in the second round.
Not pessimistic, realistic.
No. Realistic. You're more down to earth. As a fan, you know, it's quick. It's easy to be quick on the horse. And I think RJ Harvey, I think you're being a little too polite. I think RJ Harvey is way better than J.K. Dobbins. But
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I hope
that's right.
You know, I hope that I'm the one.
You're keeping the expectations low and
that's
hoping to be surprised.
Yeah.
We got two more teams. Let's run through these quick. Dolphins tie the Bears 24-24. Kyle Monangai, sorry, not monogamy. I saw Kyle Monangai and then David Montgomery's name in the same sentence and put it all together. Is Kyle Monangai the next David Montgomery? The people are asking. 6 carries for 30 yards. Could be. I think you know he looks similar. Montgomery was a very highly touted prospect. So as much as people like to talk down about him, Monangai has a lot to live up to. But in that running back room, he definitely has some room to be that guy behind DeAndre Swift. Really the biggest thing here, Luther Burden, I thought he was impressive in his first game. Made 2 catches, missed a third that was just a badly thrown ball. But one of the catches, he ran a really nice route, dove forward, got the first down on a 3rd and 16. So great, love it. Ben Johnson did talk down about him after the game, basically saying that there's still a lot of things he needs to clean up in his game. A lot of people would take that and say, oh, he's trash. He's not as good. But really, I just think this is, once again, we talked about this a week or 2 ago, hard coaching on a player that desperately needs hard coaching.
Yeah.
He needs somebody riding him. It's coach speak.
He's not criticizing him at all. He's just saying, there are things he's got to clean. I mean, I feel like you and I, even with these podcasts, we look at them and we say, there's stuff we ought to clean up. But it's not because we're trying to be hard on each other. It's just because it makes you better. It's accountability
that makes him better, and nothing better than saying it to the press, to build up Luther's mental fortitude. Game. Mental fortitude. That's the word I was looking for. Final game, Chargers defeat the Saints 27-13. Tyler Shugg, best quarterback from New Orleans. Vanilla Vic, baby, destined to be the starter. 15 of 22, 165 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The interception was bad, but he did look pretty good out there. Definitely making more plays than like a Spencer Rattler. He feels like one of these guys that's going to make mistakes. Like he's got that kind of mentality, gunslinger mentality, where Spencer Rattler is just so conservative and feels like he's so scared to lose his job. What job he even has. I was pretty impressed with Tyler Shugg. especially with all the negative reports coming out of camp. Rocket Sanders finally got to play. He dominated. 10 rushes, 42 yards. Just looked really good. Looked like he did in college. A big back with some speed and lateral agility. And really the biggest thing I saw from this game, Keandre Lambert-Smith, the darling from the Hall of Fame game, disappears. Literally did nothing.
Yep.
So this is how quick everything changes in preseason.
Yep.
So that's the overarching, I guess, recap of all the hype and week 1 preseason news. Real quick, we'll just touch on where the preseason MVP race is at. And I've got this sectioned out in positions. So quarterback, we got Tanner McKee, Skylar Thompson, Jarrett Stidham in that order. Running backs, we got Owen Wright, Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Keaton Mitchell, Ravens, George Halani, Seahawks. Those are the top 3 running backs. Wide receivers, Darius Cooper, Shedrick Jackson, and Trent Sherfield. I did bump up Sherfield in this one because of that spectacular catch.
My guy.
Tight ends, Tanner Hudson from the Bengals, 6 receptions, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. We didn't get to talk much about him, but he played great. Robert Tonyan, 3 catches, 49 yards. Tyler Warren, we didn't touch much on him, but Tyler Warren had a pretty good game, 3 catches, 40 yards. You know, the Mechanicsville native out here in VA, the 804. This is good. Defensively, Eric Rodgers from the Chargers had 2 picks. 1 was returned for a touchdown. Also had 4 tackles and 3 passes defended.
That's crazy. That's a crazy stat
line. That's a crazy stat line, right?
Yeah.
Played pretty good. Jay Tufele, from the New York Jets, looks like a nose tackle, had 1.5 sacks and 1 fumble recovery, played really well, just stopping the run. And then your guy, Nick Benito, in his limited plays, had 1.5 sacks.
Let's go, baby.
Just scaring the quarterback. I know the quarterback has, bad dreams about Nick Benito.
Yeah.
Special teams, we've got one guy, Greg Little, the kicker from Jacksonville, 70-yard field goal. How can you not be in the MVP race?
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
We're giving it to him already. He's the MVP. Special teams.
Right. His is the one that's going to last. So a lot of guys on here we probably will never hear anything about ever again, but we're going to keep track. We're going to see at the end of the preseason, we'll name our preseason MVP. But man, Trey, we're over 2 hours. That's a lot.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot.
A lot to cover. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you got to tune in the live stream and it wasn't too glitchy. Like I said, I'm at the beach, so this isn't my home Wi-Fi. So apologies if the stream went in and out service wise.
Yeah, I'm in the studio. He had to go on vacation for whatever reason.
I had to get out. So anyway, guys, if you want, like I said before, follow us on YouTube, go and subscribe, like this video, leave a comment on one of the many things we talked about. Let us know if we're overreacting or if we're underreacting to anything. Let us know your favorite bit of overreaction news from the preseason. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at FanFeed Network. And for me, for Trey, we are FanFeed Network, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.
See you.